All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our November 9th regular council meeting. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Publics Meeting Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given in the new schedule of meetings of the Spotswood Borough Council on December 28th, 2015. The new schedule was transmitted to the Home News Tribune and Sentinel, was filed with the Clerk of the Borough of Spotswood, and posted in the municipal building located at 77 Summerhill Road, Spotswood, New Jersey. We'll rise for a salute to the flag and a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Councilman Seeley?
Here.
Councilwoman Rhodes? Councilman Ritchie?
Here.
Councilman Service?
Here.
Council President Stolen?
Here.
Mayor Policino?
Councilwoman Droz will be here in a few minutes. She's just held up in traffic coming in from work, so she'll be with us shortly.
Do we have a set of minutes for the October 17, 2016 regular council meeting?
Motion to move the minutes. Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes.
We have another set of minutes for our caucus meeting on October 17, 2016.
Motion to move the minutes.
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes.
We have an ordinance on second reading. Ordinance 2016-14 was posted in a municipal building on October 18th and advertised in full in the Home News Tribune on October 22nd. Public hearing was set for November 9th, 2016. Bond ordinance amending in part bond ordinance number 2012-10 adopted on August 27, 2012, providing for the reconstruction of the emergency service building in order to increase the appropriation therefore by $450,000 for a total appropriation of $1,750,000, to increase the authorized bonds and notes to be issued to finance a portion of the costs thereby $425,000 for a total debt authorization of $1,205,000, and to increase the allocation of the appropriation to costs permitted under NJSA 40A:2-20, authorized in and by the Borough of Spotswood in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey.
I need a motion to open this for a public hearing.
Make a motion, we open it to the public.
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes. This ordinance is adding additional funds into the bond for us to complete the construction of the municipal building. We had actually had an estimate that was pretty close all the way back to 2015, but we need additional funds because of monies that were spent in the meantime running EMS and designing the building. So we're just adding some funds to do that. Anyone have any questions on this ordinance? Yes, come up, Cheryl.
Cheryl Bass, 289 Main Street. Is it possible to ask FEMA if they would possibly give us some more money for the emergency medical building?
We are anticipating FEMA funds. However, we can't count on that as 100%. So we actually have to have the full amount bonded. We will only spend it if we need it. So in other words, we will not draw it unless we need it. From what we're hearing, once a project is finished, it can be difficult to get the bean counters at FEMA to give you what you're supposed to get. So we're putting everything in place and hoping that we get, Dawn, what were we thinking, 225,000, something like that?
It's written, the project right now, for about 235,000,
35?
but depending on final costs, FEMA may consider additional funds.
So they might consider additional, or we might not get. We don't know what we'll get. We have to anticipate being able to do it entirely on our own. Anything we get will reduce what we end up bonding for.
It's very possible that with the new administration that will be coming in Washington, that we might have a more favorable FEMA to work with in the future. We'll so
see.
I'll be
Had a lot
hoping
of
for that.
expenses from the south for the hurricane that just hit too, so
Yes.
It could be difficult, we'll see.
We will see. Thank you.
Thanks, Cheryl. Anyone else? If not,
Motion to close the public portion?
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie? Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
yes. Councilwoman Droz is here now?
Yes.
Don't you know what we did? We just opened and closed the ordinance 2016-14, the bond ordinance.
Okay.
Okay.
She said yes.
I make a motion that we pass this on second reading and advertise it according to law.
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes.
We have a second ordinance on public hearing. Ordinance 2016-15 was posted in a municipal building on October 18th and advertised in full on October 27th. Public hearing was set for November 9th, 2016. Ordinance 2016-15, an ordinance to amend the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Spotswood by amending Chapter 199, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 3, Traffic Regulations, Section 199-20, by amending Schedule 9 entitled Right Turn on Red Signal Prohibited, and Chapter 199, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 3, Traffic Regulations, Section 199-21B, amending Schedule 13A, No Left Turns.
Okay, we need a motion to open this for a hearing?
Make a motion, we open this to public hearing.
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes. It was brought to our attention that when the school had changed their hours of attendance, that our signs needed to be updated, and that's what this ordinance is doing. Anyone have any comments or questions on this ordinance? Seeing none?
Motion to close the public portion?
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes, I make a motion that we pass this ordinance on second reading and publish it according to law.
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes.
We have resolutions under consent agenda. They are spread out on a table if anyone wants to take one. Council President, council members, I'll take a motion to accept the resolutions on the consent agenda. Resolutions 2016-163 through 2016-172.
Make a motion, we move resolutions 2016-163 through 172 and pay those accordingly.
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes.
We have an application tonight for Michael J. Garafellos, who wants to become a full member of the Spotswood Fire Department.
Move that application.
Wish him all the luck.
Absolutely.
Thank him for
Second.
joining.
Absolutely.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, we get to the comments section. A lot has happened since our last meeting. First one I'll get to was our pancake breakfast, which we had in October. And I have to say, we had a tremendous turnout this year. We didn't sell as many tickets up front, but we had a greater attendance. So there's some people I want to thank. Patty Stefano and Kim Zielinski for their help that morning. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Dawn, thank you for coming. You helped out. Pat Donnelly, our caterer, he makes it all happen. And everyone raved about the breakfast. The pancakes are always fantastic. We had a surprise. We had a new volunteer attendees this year. Erin Glasson came in with the CARES Club, some outstanding young students. And originally I thought, well, this will be great. They can help us bus tables. But we had a huge increase in the attendance of seniors this year, many of them somewhat handicapped. And these young students went to the seniors, they took their orders, they came up with their plate, they said, well, this one wants 3 pieces of bacon, this one wants a couple of pancakes. They were so courteous and wonderful. What they did for the seniors was really incredible. It was really inspiring. It made the whole day worthwhile, above the fact that we were able to donate over $1,700 to the Cup Pantry.
Great job.
Yeah, yep. So in addition to that, Steve Chasen helped us with advanced ticket sales, and he also donated bagels. My wife Colleen, she did the ads in the flyer this year, and she got a firsthand experience about how difficult the economy really is, even though things seem to be so great. It was difficult filling the ads this year. A lot of the small businesses have enough expenses that they had a difficult time, but we were able to do that, and I thank her. She also worked with getting donations from ShopRite and from some other locations. But I'd like to also thank ShopRite and the Monroe Deli. They helped out a lot. Ed did a great job. He slaves away the night before cooking all the meat, and that's another thing that we just couldn't do without. So Ed, we really appreciate that. Ted, he got donations of hash browns and a great crumb cake from Monroe Deli. Marge, thank you very much. You did the decorations. Rich Kuzmunchik from the high school did the printing for us of the placemats and tickets. And we also had Jackie Palmer. She helped us out in the kitchen. Jackie, great job on the pancakes. Thank you very much. It was great to have you there. So we served over 108 people. It was busy all morning, and the seniors came to us. I think, John Malello, I think you helped bring a lot of the seniors in. And they said, I never had done this. They sat down, they met people they didn't know, they met friends they did know. They sat and stayed for a great part of the morning, and they really had a good time, not just having breakfast, but just having a great community event of getting together. So thank everyone for that. It was, it's work in the beginning. It's daunting to think you're going to pull it all off, but with everybody helping, we manage to do it every year, and it's a great thing.
Yeah, and thank you, Kurt, because there's got to be a point person for all that activity, and truly Kurt's had that ownership for the last, is this our 8th year? Ninth year, so thank
yes.
you.
In these years, I'm sorry, 8th year. In these years, we've donated over $12,000 to the Cup Food Pantry.
Well deserved, right? And then talk about all the food donations that we gave.
And
right?
also, people brought in canned goods for the pantry as well, filled the stage up with that. So great event all the way around. It was a good year.
And the kids were up at 6 o'clock in the morning, can you believe it? They were there to serve, help serve and set up,
Yeah.
so it was good.
Yeah. Also, before we start, I wanted to go over, we just last night had an election in town. It was another very successful November election. We had changed it. Nonpartisan government, I think, works really great in our community. I was talking to Mayor Chris in Helmetta, and I said, why don't you look at this? I mean, you have elections every year in Helmetta. Here we have them every other year. It gives us a little bit more stability, and you don't have to have all the expense of running an election every year. The one downside to nonpartisan elections was that we had to hold them in May. And most of the time we were dealing with 300, 500 votes that we would have. This year, I don't know that I've seen the total, Pat. Was it 3,000 something?
For total voters?
Total voters?
Wait, it was 3,700?
3,700.
And we have 5,700 registered voters, so that was a
We
good
had a
turnout.
great turnout.
A great turnout. It really helps us. It gives us a much better result of what the people really want. Instead of just getting a small group of people, it's hard to argue that you don't have a real representative example. And look at these totals. And I'll just run through the presidential and then our local races so people have the numbers. Donald J. Trump, 2,177 votes. Hillary Clinton, 1,253. For mayor, Jackie Palmer, 1,014. Ed Seeley, 1,424. And Nicholas Policino, 740. And for council, John Malello, 1,080 votes. Jose Rivera, 1,243. And Steve Chasen, 992. And for school board, William Lociavo, 1,855. William H. Smith, 1,663. And our EMS question, yes, 1,169. No, 1,598. So I think we can be pretty pleased with the results in the numbers of people that have voted. And congratulations to those. Jose, congratulations to you. I am proud to sit next to Ed Seeley here, who's going to be the mayor-elect. And I've sat here with Ed for 12 years, and I'll tell you, He's an honest guy. He is diligent in the work. He's hardworking, great family man, and I look much forward to working with you in January.
Well, thank you.
Yep, it's going to be a pleasure.
And I want to thank everyone who put themselves out there to run, because I think it is one of the hardest things that you have to do when you get into politics, is to put your name and your face out there and be responsive to the individuals that you serve. So anyone who puts their name on a ballot, kudos to them, that we have these, essentially these are volunteers stepping up. And Kevin Mead and I had a conversation last night as we waited for the votes to come in, and it is a very hard thing to do. So I want to congratulate everyone who had the courage, really a courage, to put themselves out there for a vote. And we are very lucky and blessed to have people who want to put themselves out there to serve you, the residents of this town, in government, because it truly is a very difficult job and can be very rewarding at times, but on the whole, it can be very difficult. So thank you for running, truly.
Without a contested election, you really don't have a democracy. People need a choice.
Right.
Yep. So, very good. Thanks, March. All right, Ted, anything for the regular meeting?
I do not have anything tonight.
Okay. Ed?
Couple things. Pancake breakfast was fun. Made a lot of money. It was really nice to work with Jackie in the kitchen. We had a good time. We didn't throw batter at each other.
They were pumping out the pancakes, and they came in droves.
Oh, yeah.
Give me the little grill.
Yeah, but you kept up with the big girl. And I also want to say that today I attended the Veterans Day ceremony at Appleby School. Appleby School has a Veterans Day ceremony every year for as long as I can remember. And I think it's really wonderful that they do that and remember the people that serve our country and have served our country. It's an honor to actually attend. Mrs. Boyle does a great job along with the music teacher. And I had a good time there today. And about the pancake breakfast, the one thing that Kurt was talking about was how many people buy a spot. Well, there was 15 people that bought a spot, but I want to know that Deals on Wheels bought 4 of them. So
That's been a regular, since we first started.
that's almost a third, which is very nice of them. And real quick on the election, I want to say it was an absolute honor to be part of an historic event that not only was probably the best, cleanest, and an example for other elections to follow. I mean, it was a good race. It was a hard race. I can openly admit I never worked harder in my life, and I thank Jackie for that. And I think she did a great job. I think her crew did a great job. And I'm just happy about it.
And we had our
Exceptional.
first televised debate,
That was,
which was also extremely civil and certainly a contrast to what was happening on the national stage.
well, as I said, an example. Definitely an example to be set. I mean, and Spotswood does that a lot often, and that's a real good thing to be part of.
Yeah. Thank you, Ed, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
March?
Well, it's nice to see that the local election could be an example for the national election, right?
Absolutely.
But I, again, want to say congratulations to the winners, congratulations to the people who stepped up to run. It will be an honor to serve with Ed. I've also served with Ed 10 years? 10 years, I think.
Yes.
And it always amazes me, the different people that serve in the mayoral slot, how they handle the office and how they do their duties. And I learn from each and every one that I serve with, and I look forward, Ed, to learning from you. So, thank you.
Leo?
I just want to congratulate all the winners from the election and even the losers to actually go out and try and win an election, put their faces out there. That's all I have to
It's a
say.
daunting task. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Dawn?
Again, congratulations to all our newly elected officials. And I would also like to recognize all the candidates. Marge is correct, it takes a tremendous amount of courage and amount of time and dedication to run for an elected position, and everyone should be commended for their willingness to serve our borough. Next, I was remiss at the last council meeting. I had congratulated the police department as being voted Home News Tribune's Reader's Choice as one of the best police departments. I learned a couple days afterwards that the fire department was also recognized as one of the best fire departments in Middlesex County, so kudos to them.
Wow.
And last but not least, I want to let everybody know that Reader Road Park is substantially complete. It has new playground equipment, fencing, and a new basketball court. We have some landscaping to finish up and a few punch list items, but Recreation will be promoting the new park soon, and I want to thank all the residents in that neighborhood who contributed to ideas to give this park a facelift.
Very good. Thank you, Dawn.
Can I just say thank you to Dawn? I actually paid my water bill late the other day, and it was seamless and easy. I didn't have to bring the stub down here to the window like I usually do, and it really was a very convenient way to pay the bill. So thank you for setting all of that system up. I know Recreation had something to do with that too, to pay things online. So thanks for setting that up for our residents.
Marge is referencing the online bill payment for water and sewer bills. It's available on our website, and, you know, it's easy, seamless. You don't have to come in, you don't have to worry about writing a check. I would encourage everybody to check it out.
That was Ted's baby. He really wanted to get that online.
I just paid my water bill the same way a couple days ago, too.
Pat, do you have anything?
No,
No?
just it was a good election, a long, hard day, but I would like to thank all the candidates that did put themselves out there and congratulate all those that did win. And looking forward to a new year, and hopefully something good will happen. I don't know. Let's have good things for our town. We want to go
Yes.
forward.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pat. Okay, entertain a motion to open to the public.
Motion to open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Any comments, general questions? Now is the opportunity. Just come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Good evening, Charlie.
I didn't even see you there.
Charlie Spacuzzo, 276 Madison Avenue. I'd first like to thank and give accolades to the police department on Halloween. They do a great job driving around. My boys love it, and I think the rest of the community does. Chief Sarah and the rest of the department do a really good job. As for the election, I want to congratulate Ed, and if Nick were here, I'd be talking to him too, but Jackie, and I've been on both ends of the election. It's not the easiest thing to do,
Nah.
be on the losing side, but keep your head up. You do a great job for the town. Stay active. And congratulations to everyone that won.
Thank you, Charlie. Yes, we forgot about the Halloween. I saw a picture of Marge. I thought she was being arrested. But
I said either I'm getting arrested or I'm hanging out with the police. So it was, I got to tell you, I looked out the window, I saw these flashing lights, and I'm like, oh my God, something happened. I ran outside. There they are in these masks with the candies and treats for the kids, and the kids were thrilled. They're all taking pictures with them. It was so sweet. It was really just amazing. Really, really nice to see, and made it a very exciting night for our youngsters.
best part of small towns.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, anyone else?
I just want to ask on 2016-164, I didn't see any of the papers on the desk. This is to draw checks, clothing allowance to firefighters. I just want to make sure that all of the clothing is the newest technology, the best quality that there is. And why I ask this is because I know with the military, with the federal government, they're always looking for, they call it comparable, but it's inferior quality. And I want to make sure that the best quality and the newest technology is incorporated into the clothing for the firefighters.
Well, that actually is not what it is at all.
Okay.
This is to compensate them for wear and tear of uniforms or clothes, maybe some uniforms they have, but it's for their own personal clothing.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay. And we were talking about elections. Middlesex County went for Hillary Clinton, but Spotswood was one of the few towns here in Middlesex that did go for Trump. It was Helmetta, Jamesburg, Middlesex Borough, Milltown, Old Bridge, South Amboy, South River, and Spotswood. So in the general federal election, Spotswood did come in for Donald J. Trump.
Thank you, Cheryl. Good evening, Dean.
Reverend Dean Schleicher, 68 Alcott. Congratulations, Ed.
Thank you.
Congratulations, John and Jose. That was awesome to watch, taking part in it and being at the polls. It was good to see you come in.
Yeah.
I love Rose. You think she busted your butt. She busted mine all day.
You know, no, there's not going to be any shenanigans in the polling place, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
that's for sure. She's a pistol. But I just want to say thank you to everybody and congratulations. It was really to watch history be made in 3 ways. You know, we had our first mayoral debate. We had a record turnout. I think we broke records at every poll, and the first female candidate. But I just want to put a little challenge out to all the newcomers. Let's turn this town around. Let's try and get it business friendly again. And we're definitely residential friendly. But there was one platform that both candidates, Jackie and Ed, both ran on, and that was that we weren't business friendly. So maybe we can work together and make this a business friendly community and move forward.
There are small things we can do on our end for business, but really,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm familiar with commercial properties on some of the highways, and you look at East Brunswick, there's just vacant buildings all over. And
Yeah.
it's more state and national that we need business to be given a break, and that'll help us as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and we saw it when you go around, there's just not a lot of, with what businesses are paying for healthcare and property taxes, it's not a lot
We have
of,
a lot of, I noticed that we do have a lot of real estate on Main Street that's becoming vacant
Yeah.
that you were talking about. And, you know, it would be great if we could see those vacancies get filled.
I mean, there's things we
Start.
can do with the inspections department and such like that,
Yeah.
but it's a greater part of it is really that just the general economy is extremely difficult for small business, and that's what we have to hope changes.
Hopefully
Yeah.
after January 20th.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So congratulations.
Thank you.
It's good to see somebody that's going to be here every meeting and taking part in stuff.
Thank you.
Guys, have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dean.
Good evening, Barry.
Howdy. Barry Engstrom, 50 Herman Drive. It's funny, Dean just happened to mention about businesses on Main Street. Bit of a concern about the house that's condemned across the street from the funeral parlor there. Has anybody received or sent a letter to him to advise him of what's his intentions on the building? I understand it's up for sale. Everybody knows that.
Oh, it's been for sale from different realtors for a while.
I mean, has the council or the mayor ever sent a letter to him, advising him of the hazard that he has there, or anything along that way, or should we just actually send him a certified letter saying?
Are you
what's your-
aware of an open hazard that's there now, or
The whole building.
the entire building?
The whole building's a hazard. It's been condemned. It's been partially burnt in the back. Lord knows what's in there, who's in there, if anybody for that matter. I'm sure it's, guarded once in a while or looked at once in a while, but you never know. You absolutely never know.
Well, we can have
God
our
forbid
code-
something happens. It
I'll have a
burns
code
and-
enforcement officer check it out and see if there's
Yeah,
anything that
something,
needs to be
but can we
addressed.
send him a certified letter asking him to do something with it, force him to take it down, do something with it? I mean, unfortunately, as Ted and I talked
Eyesore
before
before we walk
about,
out the door.
when it's summertime, it's good because everything is growing and hiding it, but now summer's gone and it's going to be back again. So I think it'd be great if we could
Well, as
send
we've
him a
seen
certified
with like the
letter.
Jersey Fuel building, it's not just an eyesore that allows us to do anything, but if there's any code enforcement issues, we can certainly address those.
Okay, yeah.
You know, Barry's got a great point. I think, the Spotswood Pharmacy, we send people, maybe we need to reach out, Ed, in your capacity as mayor, to these owners and see what are their plans? What's holding them back from either developing the property or actually being able to sell it, if there's any barriers that we can help with as a town? Because it really does, I'm down the other end by the fuel oil company, by the the shutdown spots with pharmacy. Jersey Pride is there, but that's, and then Arts Auto Body. So whatever we can do, I think, would help. And you're right, Barry, I think a letter, at least from the government, saying, how can we help
Yeah.
you in developing this property, which is so prominent?
If the code enforcer comes back and shows that, and we all know it's a condemned building, so if he shows that there's no open hazards, can we still, kind of get him to do something, commit to tearing it down or something? Because,
I don't
can you
believe-
imagine
no.
if that ever burns?
Can I comment on that for a
Yes.
moment?
Yep.
I've spoken with the owner on a couple of occasions. You can't make him tear it down, even though it's condemned. He's met the code of closing the building up and sealing it up so it's not a hazard to other people. Just because it's an eyesore, the borough ordinances don't address tearing it down. His tear down cost on that is extremely high.
I'm sure it is.
This is one of the reasons why he's left it up. When the carriage barn in the back, the second building burned down, his cost to get rid of that was about $35,000 because he wasn't insured for that type of loss. He's only insured for liability there. So that came out of his pocket. The property's down to less than $400,000 now. Part of the problem, and this goes back to even when I sat on the zoning and planning boards, is that the county, and I just went through a 15-month battle with them on my addition, doesn't want anything that's high-density traffic being built out there.
Right.
And no matter who buys it, short of them building office condos for, doctors, lawyers, and accountants, they're going to have to go through the county. First of all, they're going to want a ton of land for free. That was part of the reason I waited 15 months for my approvals, because they wanted a third of the front of my property for free. Then it's going to be a whole issue of density of traffic, what's going to be created, the left turns coming in, the left turns coming out. The whole thing's a disaster, okay? I brought up a while back about, us perhaps acquiring the land because it's significantly cheaper than it was a couple of years ago, and maybe looking at it for emergency services purposes. I got 2 more years to go to try to push that through.
Right.
Whether it happens or not is another story, if we can afford to do it. But I really don't think you're going to get any commercial real estate in there.
So the only recourse we have
The
right
guy's
now
owned it
is
for
just
10
go.
years. He's been trying to sell it for 10 years. He, every 6 months or so, he tells me, I'll give you a good deal on it, knock it down, make it a parking lot. And honestly, if it was next door to me,
Yeah,
I would buy it, knock it down and make it a parking lot.
Absolutely.
I don't want anybody crossing Main Street to come to my place, though.
So we can just go through the code enforcer and see if there's any violations. If there is, then we can act on that. Otherwise, if he's met all the restrictions and the requirements, we're good then.
Right, I mean, we have that house across from the lake. How long ago did that burn? 15 years ago? I mean, that's boarded up, and that's...
Long time, yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
That's still sitting there, and we can't make them take it down as long as it's not an issue.
And when it does
Right.
go down, the rateable goes down with it.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
Right
sure.
now, he's paying for a house. You level that property, he's paying for vacant land, which is 1/3 of what he pays now. Why he continues to pay those taxes on it is beyond me.
Yeah,
I would have
yeah.
leveled that thing a long time ago.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Barry. Thank you. Anyone else? If not,
Make a motion to close the open portion?
Second?
All in favor?
aye. And we need a motion to adjourn.
Before we adjourn,
Yes.
we did forget one other thing. When Charlie brought up Halloween, we forgot the trunk or treat,
Trunk or treat.
which was also a very large success. I mean, you wouldn't judge by outside so much, but when you went inside the gym, you could barely move. There was just that many people there. It's a very well-run event. It's run by our rec department, very well attended. There were a lot of people there, and I thought it was a good night.
It's a nice,
Kudos to the rec department.
nice, safe way to do it compared to
Always.
going home
By a long
door to
shot.
door, which seems to be dwindling down every year, so it's,
Well, not if you're over by Burlington Avenue. There were so many kids over in that area, my God. I think they had all that first before they came over to trunk or treat.
very good, thanks.
There's a happy dentist somewhere.
Okay, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you all for coming out. We'll see you in December.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.